Alright, hello everyone. Welcome to another 2K video. So I decided I'm going to redo the fantasy drafted team because even though I drafted a really good defensive team, let's face it, that team would not have done shit. There's no shot creation, no anything. So even though I'm still I'm a very defensive minded guy, alright? It's no secret. But I should at least try to build an actual, team that can do something. So we're going to completely negate that original video and we are going to do it all over again. And see what we can get out of it. Yep, go right ahead. Duncan is the first pick, huh? Bill Russell, the Knicks. Can't say I'm surprised by that. D Wade going 13th. Holy fuck, we're getting a late pick. See, I could go with Joel, but his perimeter defense is sus, and there's a different center that I would much rather have. So what pick is this? I wonder. Because that would give me the 8th pick in the second round. I hope. I'm going to draft Gary Payton and we'll just see what happens. So I figured Zoe would be gone. Which should be fine. Because I'm skipping over Klay Thompson, but I just I'm looking around because I would like to take Jimmy. I really would. And I still think I'm going to. But what is... See, that's what concerns me, is I think Bam is going to be gone by the time I get to pick. Shit. How many players are in between? See, I feel like he's going to be gone. Especially with how young he is. Fuck it. Fuck. It's stupid. I don't know why the fuck nobody took him, but they're lost. Now, what do I want to do with the rest of my team? So right now I got Gary Payton, who isn't really a versatile defender. I mean, he is. He could guard pretty much anybody who's like some form of perimeter presence, but his interior D is sauce. Jimmy is a pretty versatile defender. Bam is probably the most versatile defensive center in NBA history. There aren't too many centers that can lock up the paint and then go out and guard fucking point guards when they need to. Shit, Tim Hardaway's available and he's fucking cheap too. Whatever. It was like a power forward that can... Are there any like really good power forwards that can step out and guard the perimeter? The best one for that would be Jeremy Grant. He's not available for a while yet. I think we're going to do it. I think I'm going to take Michael Cooper. A lot of really good rim protectors I'm giving up, so I hope this pans out. This Vlade Divac is still available. Too bad I don't really need him. Yeah, fuck it. Let's snag Jeremy Grant. Even more pissed, Arvydas Sabonis is still available. Are there any other centers that are like... No. See, that's how unique Bam is then on defense. Your best perimeter defensive center left is fucking Al Horford. And he is so goddamn slow, it's not even funny. Really mad about the O'Donnell foil. Fuck it. He's cheap. He can rebound. And he can play at 3 different positions with power forward, small forward, and center. I think I'm going to take him. Welcome to the Heat, Dennis. Not a very good defensive player, but so the thing with Detlef Shrimp, because I know most of the people that watch my channel, which isn't a very big amount, but for most of them don't know much about like older NBA aside from like the greats. So Detlef Shrimp, I know it has him listed as 6'9", but he was actually closer to 6'10". He was just a knockdown shooter. Like, and he was probably a better defensive player than they give him credit for. His big issue was he was skinny. Like, but I wouldn't necessarily say he's a slouch on defense. I mean, there's a reason that Seattle tried putting him on Jordan for game 1. Didn't work too well because, again, Detlef is very skinny and Jordan is one of the all-time greats, so there really wasn't much he was going to be able to do about it. You want to guard an all-time great, you put your all-time great defensive guard on him, which I actually do genuinely feel like Seattle could have won that finals had Gary Payton just been guarding Jordan from game 1, because the Bulls struggled. Like, Rodman's rebounding pretty much single-handedly saved them from losing that series. That and his ability to get Seattle's bigs into foul trouble. But Chicago, for whatever reason, had Luke Longley as the primary defender for Shawn Kemp, which absolutely did not work. Shawn Kemp lit up the scoreboard, and had the finals MVP been given to the actual best player of the series, it would have gone to either him or Gary Payton. Probably Shawn Kemp, just because even though Shawn Kemp wasn't a great defensive player, he held his own on that end. Partially because their bigs are kind of... And when I say there, I mean Chicago. Their bigs were kind of ass on offense in those later years. Aside from Kukoc, but he's not really a big. And he was putting up extremely efficient offense. But given the fact that pretty much ever since the second NBA Finals, they have a Finals MVP. The criteria has been you got to be in the winning team. I truly do believe Rodman should have been the Finals MVP. Jordan just did not have a good series at all. Anyways, I'm supposed to be picking somebody. Fairly set as far as... See, I don't have another guy who can play center aside from, I guess, Dennis in certain situations. But Bam right now is my only center. But I'm set as far as my forwards go, so I probably shouldn't draft another small forward because Grant can play small forward, Dennis can play small forward. I think we're going to go with another big. I need paint protection. I'm not bringing in Hassan Whiteside. Fuck that. You know who I'm not against bringing in, though? Yeah, I think I'm going to, too. Welcome to the team, Miles Turner. So I know it said Michael Cooper can technically play point guard, but I do not for one second believe that that should be like a go-to option. And Andre Miller is looking pretty enticing right now. Only pedophiles would draft this player. Andre Miller, for those, he's kind of a lesser known figure. He wasn't really great at anything, but he was really, really solid at everything. So he was like one of those jack of all trade players who just, if he was, because the thing what am I trying to say here? If you look at most of the all-time greats in NBA history, they're all extremely versatile players. Like even Shaq, who was fucking lazy on defense and couldn't shoot. If you look at what he did, he was very versatile. Sure, the fact that he was 375 to 400 pounds for most of his career certainly helped. But he had an incredibly soft touch around the rim. He could pass the ball. He could be a rim runner. He could bring the ball up the court because he had actually very good handles for a center. Wilt Chamberlain could pass, could play defense, could even shoot, although he didn't show it really in game because he just didn't have to. And in spite of being an incredibly strong player, he actually was more of a finesse guy because he didn't like hurting people. Anyways, what I'm trying to say is Andre Miller is what happens when you take the versatility of an all-time great and you water it way the fuck down. So where all-time greats are great at like 3 or more things and then they're really, really fucking good at pretty much everything else, Andre Miller was great at pretty much nothing, but he was very good at everything. He was a solid defender, solid playmaker, solid shooter, solid finisher around the rim, and he always knew how to make the right play. So I think, even though he's 34, I think I'm going to take Andre Miller. Fuck, I missed out on Marcus Camby. Whatever. I'm going to go with Rick Fox just because another solid defender, and at this point in the rotation, probably won't see the court very much. Really ain't going to matter too much at that point then. Yeah, sure. Rudy LaRusso was kind of moved into the center position on those early 60s Lakers teams just because they didn't really have a big. Like, their best rebounder was Elgin Baylor, who was 6'5", for crying out loud. Cheap, good at everything I'm looking for. Thunder Dan, knockdown shooter, can attack the basket. Just look at the young players and see what's available. Gerald Wallace is still available, huh? Daryl Dawkins. You know what? Fuck it. I think that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to take those two. Oof. Alright, so it's probably going to just look at what they do for a rotation here. They want to start Rodman over Jeremy Grant. I think not. Trying to figure out what I want to do, because I kind of want to give Miles Turner more minutes, but I mean, what would we do, like that? Probably. Steve Nash, Van Fleet, Marion, Randall, and Mourning are their starting five. Alright, so I'm probably going to go record my next MyGM video now, so let's go do that for the end of this one. Now that I have an actual team that I would use, I'll definitely continue this series. Just the other one, I was looking through the team and it's just like, it's a really good defensive unit, but like this team actually has some offense too, so this team's definitely a lot better, and I'm actually looking forward to using it. So thanks for tuning in. While this video is getting uploaded, I'm gonna be recording the other series, the MyGM, and I think sometime tomorrow I'll probably record the Madden game. I know that I've kind of been falling behind with a lot of shit, but that's just how it's been playing out. My schedule lately has been a lot busier than I'd like, and it's just resulted in a lot of series that I plan on being a lot further in than I am, kind of just being put on hold. So this video is going to be uploading. I'm going to record game 1 of, again, I guess, of this series, and then sometime tomorrow I'll get on with the Madden series that I've been meaning to do for a while now. Really excited about my power forward rotation on this team. Like, Covington and Jay Crowder are pretty much the exact same player, except Jay Crowder's a little bit better at all of it. He's a little bit better defender. He's a little bit better three-point shooter. But they're pretty much the same player. So, really excited for that. Adios.